Good evening, students. Today we are going to learn about first lesson of civics, that is power sharing. So as we know that power sharing is very interesting chapter. So first of all, before starting the lesson, we should know that what is power sharing. So power sharing is nothing but political arrangements in which power is shared among the different organs of the government, levels of the government, or even among the different social groups. Means power sharing is considered as the very spirit of democracy. So why power sharing is considered as the very spirit of democracy? Because if you will learn the difference between the different kinds of systems of the government, only democracy is the one type of government where power is shared among the stakeholders. Otherwise, you can take the example of monarchy, you can take the example of oligarchy, dictatorship. Everywhere you will find that powers are concentrated in one or the limited hands. Only democracy is the system of the government, as we say that democracy is the rule of people, run by the people, run for the people. Means where people elect their own representatives who are supposed to run the government on behalf of the people. And because of that, power is shared among the different constituent units, you can say, among the different levels of the government, among the different organs of the government, even among the different social groups. So what is the power sharing? Why the power sharing is desirable, means why we should share the power among these people? And what are the different forms of the power sharing in the modern democracies? These are the some important key concepts of this lesson. So to understand this power sharing better, we have to learn about one example which is given in your textbook, that is ethnic composition of the Belgium and Sri Lanka. Because you know, whatever may be, means in the any country of the world, definitely there would be different kinds of communities living together. And definitely among them somebody will be in the majority and somebody will be in minority. So in that case, if government or if the people of the people means country is not ready to share their power among the different communities, what would happen or what could have happened or what happened, that we have to learn in this example. So example is about the Belgium and Sri Lanka. You know that Belgium is a small country, and that country shares the border with the France, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Germany. Its geographical area is hardly half of the state of Haryana, and its population is also near about half of the Haryana's population, that is near about over 1 crore. And among that 1 crore people, there are Dutch people, near about 59% living in Flemish region, and French people about 40% living in the Wallonia region, and German people, that is 1%. So this is about the countryside or the rest of the country. And here one thing you have to understand, that Brussels, which is the capital city of the Belgium, here the total scene is different. Dutch people are only 20% and French people is 80%. It means that Dutch people are in majority in most of the region of the country, but in the Brussels they are in the minority. And in the vice versa, French people are minority in the countryside, but majority in the capital city. So here again one thing is there, that comparatively these French people are powerful and wealthy as compared to the Dutch people, and this is the only reason of the unhappiness or the resentment of the Dutch people, who got the educational and other benefits quite later than the French people. And because of that, tension arose in Belgium during the 1950s and 1960s. So this is the one example given in your textbook. So what we have to learn about this example, that is these three communities, numeric majority is different, and when these people are not sharing power, these people are not considering them as equal, these people are not ready to give the equal opportunities to other communities, definitely what happened? Tension emerged. Tension emerged in the country. So please keep in mind this one example. Now we will learn about the second example, that is about the Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is also our neighboring country, very few kilometers away from our Tamil Nadu. That is the southern neighbor of Indian subcontinent. There, near about Sinhala people live 74%. Tamil people live 18%. In that 18%, 13% are native Tamils of Sinhala, and 5% remaining rest of the 5% is Indian Tamil. Indian Tamil means the people who were migrated during the colonial period in Sri Lanka. And here Christians are 7%, and now 74 plus 18 means 92% plus this 7 means 99%, and remaining 1% is the rest of the community. And here Sinhala people are mostly Buddhist and Tamil people are mostly Hindu or Muslims. So here what happened, if you will compare this both the examples, definitely here numeric majority can enjoy more power, more authority, more opportunity, and they can force their will on the minor community, means those who are in the less in number. And suppose if this majority people will try to impose their will on the minority people, definitely what will happen? Conflict will arise. So definitely, if you want to run the country very smoothly, very silently, very properly, then definitely conflict should not be there. And if you don't want to arise any conflict, then what you have to do? You have to find out the way how can we accommodate these different communities which are living in the country. So this is the only purpose of this lesson, that in the next part we are going to learn about how Belgium handled this problem and how Sinhala handled this problem. What happened in Belgium and what happened in Sri Lanka. So here only one thing you have to understand, that in any country definitely there would be different kinds of communities living in together. And second thing, definitely numeric majority or numbers means their numbers will not be same. And whenever these majority people will try to suppress the minority people, up to the certain period of time, they will listen. But after crossing the certain limit, these minor people, means minority people, will try to revolt against the majority people. And definitely there would be conflict, there would be riot, there would be fighting among these different communities. And because of that, if you want to run your country silently, then you have to share the power among these people. Now, on this part, Belgium and Sri Lanka, what kind of questions are asked in your exam? So first question would be asked, which countries border Belgium? Then your answer will be France, Germany, Luxembourg, and France, Germany, Luxembourg. So second example will mean second question they will ask, describe the ethnic composition of Belgium. So when they will ask ethnic composition of Belgium, that time you have to write these both the things. Means in Belgium, Dutch people live in Flemish region, that is 59%, French people living in Wallonia region 40%, and German people is 1%. This is about the rest part of the country. And in Brussels, Dutch 20% and French 80%. If you will write these three communities and if you will not write about the Brussels, your answers will not be completed. So please remember, while writing the ethnic composition of Belgium, you have to cover both the point. What is the condition in the rest of the country, means countryside. What is the country, means what is the condition in the Brussels capital city. The same question, what do you know about the Sri Lanka? 3 marks question. Again, what is the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka? That is the second question. So these 4 questions will be asked. Their communities, for 1 mark they can ask about the percentage, means how many percent people live in Sri Lanka, Sinhala people, what is the percentage of the Sinhala people in Sri Lanka, or Tamil, or Christian, or here French, Dutch. So in this way, 1 mark question they will ask, and 3 marks major means most asked, means frequently asked question is ethnic composition in Belgium or Sri Lanka. So in this way, you have to prepare this part. If you know the ethnic composition of Belgium, ethnic community in Sri Lanka, their percentage, and why they were not happy with each other. So here the answer is Dutch people were not happy with the French in Belgium because these people got economic and educational benefits after French people. Comparatively, French people were more powerful and they got the more facilities than Dutch people. That's why they were not happy with the French people. So in this part, we will stop here. I will tell you about the accommodation policy, means how Belgium solved this ethnic problem and how majoritarian policy was implemented in the Sri Lanka. These 2 points we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.